In a recent interview for a Sonic meetup, the director of Sonic 06 showed interest in remaking the title. This, of course, in typical Sonic fashion, caused a war within the fanbase. And, yeah, we're not getting into that. A lot of, autism flowed, let's just leave it there. Proving time and time again that Sonic is politics for autistic people. What do I think of this though? I actually don't think this is a bad idea at all. I say give it to us. Sonic 06 is a game that I enjoy playing. I can confidently say that I like the game. It has good level themes, design, and overall is basically another adventure game. But I cannot in good faith call it a good game. It has been done to death, so I won't be pointing out why Sonic 06 is not a good video game, but all of you know. You know.
Yeah, we did.
What the fuck? What the fuck? It's just rushed. No getting around it. If anything, it's really frustrating playing 06 because I can feel the amazing game underneath the bad, but it's just a broken mess. That's why I think a remake could do wonders. A lot of people think Sega should just forget Sonic 06 ever existed, but I say screw that. I mean, look at Project 06. That's easily one of, if not my favorite 3D Sonic of all time. It shows that all the game needed was time to bake. If Sonic Team remade 06 with love of the original vision, they could easily rewrite history. The best way I can describe Sonic 06 ideas to anyone is to think of Sonic Adventure's level design combined with the tricks and movement of SA2. It could have been the perfect 3D Sonic, but here we are. I'm at least glad PO6 exists, because, man, it's good. Honestly, in a perfect world where Chaos X would want to work with Sega, I think they should just use that. Add the hub worlds, fix up the story, redo the cutscenes, boom, call it a day. But we don't live in that world, so I thought it would be a cool idea to bring up a discussion, as someone who likes Sonic 06, talk about what I would like to see from a remake of the game, starting with, of course, the art style. I know that there are some people who adore the realistic art style of 06, and in some aspects I do as well. However, for this game to do well of general audiences, I think we need to adapt the human characters into the style of Sonic X Shadow Generations. They look amazing in that game. I'm not one of those people who thinks the kiss is weird, because in Sonic's world, interspecies relationships are normal. Not to mention a bunch of Japanese media has these sort of things, so again, it's more of a double standard towards Sonic, but I can see why this looks weird to some people. However, let's not forget that Sonic was originally supposed to have a human girlfriend, and now everyone ships Rouge and Topaz. If Elise was to say, in the Sonic channel's artwork style, the kiss would go over way better in most people's eyes. This change, of course, will be very controversial within the fan base. However, the original will always exist, so we can always play that if we want realistic humans. This leads me into the story of the game, and yes, I don't want Ian Flynn to be a part of this. Not out of any hate for Ian Flynn or his writing, but I would personally like to see the original writers come back and flesh out the story and finish it in its original vision, because it is so painfully obvious the story is in draft 2 at least. We'd be here all day if I talked about the story of Sonic 06 and its issues, so I'll do a rapid fire on what I'd like to see changed or expanded upon. Add an explanation on why Blaze is there, fix a lot of the plot holes and time paradoxes, add back some of the deleted lines so Smooth Brain stop thinking 06 is a reboot, maybe give Sonic one or two jokes so Sonic Twitter doesn't think he's some generic anime character or something. And while we're at it, I would love to see more interactions between the three hedgehogs. It's oddly controversial to say this, but I think these three make for a way more interesting plot than Team Sonic does. I always get the, but Team Sonic has way better chemistry! And you're right, they do, and that's my entire point. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are friends. They always get along. Meanwhile, these fucks don't really care for each other, so them having conflict while working together would make for really interesting character interactions. We had enough of, it's the best friends forever! Best friends forever! I want to see these characters bicker, overcome their differences to achieve a common goal. But yeah, that's about it honestly. I personally find the past, present, and future themes of Sonic 06 to be really cool, and I enjoy a lot of the elements of its story. I just want to see it fully fleshed out. It's the exact same way I feel about playing Vanilla 06. You can feel it's gonna be something grandiose, but it's really not. And now we can talk about the gameplay, and I promise I will make this entire segment make it like PO6, but can you really blame me? PO6 is just the golden standard. They did the impossible. Finish Sonic 06, make it the game we always wanted it to be, and more. To me, this is the evolution of the adventure formula perfected. The inclusion of the spam dash really enhances the level design, versus SA1 where some claim it breaks the game. In PO6, it almost makes me feel like it was always meant to be there from the start. However, I want to take a different approach here, because even with PO6 6 being amazing, I still have a few minor nitpicks with the game. A lot of jaded, cynical people claim, no matter how much you polish a turd, it's still a turd, and I think this is straight up bad criticism that harms creativity. Just because Sonic 06 sucks doesn't mean it didn't have good ideas. However, I would be lying if I did say there wasn't any truth to it, because for example, snowboarding is still low-key ass. It's just not fun. Sure, you have a little kick now, but it's nowhere near as fast and exhilarating as Ice Cap from Sonic Adventure. It's still so slow. Huge shame because White Acropolis in P06 is one of my absolute favorite levels. Look, I'm sorry, I've tried so many times and I still do not like Knuckles in Sonic 06. He is way too heavy. Such a far cry from SA2. This is how an average run of Flame Core looks like for me. That's why I think some of the characters, mainly Knuckles, need to be massively overhauled. That and tweak the game's physics. Some of Sonic 06's original quirks are still present, such as going through a rainbow ring and Sonic slowly flying through it. Okay, so this might be controversial. I don't care. I still just do not like the vehicles in Shadow's story. They're better in P06, sure, but I just can't get with the idea. Shadow already has hover shoes. Why does he need a hovercraft for the water? Why would Shadow chase a train on a motorcycle when he's way faster than any vehicle on Earth? I know what people are going to say, but Sonic uses a car, and yeah, he does, but in racing games where everyone else is in a car. Also, the "it just looks cool" argument is true, because Shadow riding a motorcycle or holding a gun is super badass, but my rebuttal to that is what Iizuka said. Shadow himself is the weapon. I would much rather see level design that revolves around Shadow's abilities, a la Shadow Generations, but in the adventure style. It would be sick chaos controlling in open spaces like this. Leave the Shadow of 5 concepts in that game. It was a one-time thing that was cool for that specific game, but it clearly doesn't work for regular Sonic gameplay. And as for Silver, I'd say make him a lot faster, more than even P06. Make him around Sonic speed. If these three characters are parallels to each other, why not have that translated to gameplay? I believe that's what they wanted for the game originally. He could fly fast in the cutscenes. This time, his spin on gameplay would be building your own level design with the objects you find in the level. That way we can get 3 speed-based gameplay styles with some differences. Sonic can be focused on pure platforming, Shadow will be focused on using his abilities to work your way through the levels, and Silver will build pathways with random objects in the stages using his psychokinesis. All of this for me would make Sonic 06 in my top 3 Sonic games easy. It's a huge shame that this whole remake concept caused such a big stink. It probably scared Sega away from even doing it. Super bad faith takes on both sides, content creators being pure assholes towards small accounts.
Fucking asshole, bitch, motherfucker!
All of this over a fucking idea on a Sonic 06 remake. This community never fails to make itself look like a complete mockery. Anytime fans make even a passing remark on how they enjoy Sonic 06, it's followed by 10 or 20 assholes giving them hell for it. Guys, you can like something while acknowledging it's not a good product. Almost nothing is all bad. There's good in pretty much every bad game. That's why so many people do in fact enjoy Sonic 06. And as I said, there's a lot to enjoy about that game. That's why I say remake it. Rewrite history and show everyone that the game had good ideas all along. Could you imagine the news articles? It could turn things around super fast. I can confidently say that I like Sonic 06, and I spent so many years thinking it was horrible thanks to the internet, but replaying it for myself this year, it left me surprised. Like, yeah, it's a bad game, but it's not the worst game of all time. And if anything, I'd play it any day over Lost World, Forces, or Shadow of 5. And P06 made it into one of my favorite Sonic games of all time. It's that good. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this nonsense. What would you like to see from a Sonic 06 remake? Make sure to subscribe for more videos. I love you all, and I'll see you guys next time.